Let me ask you something, and I need you to actually think about this. Who are you when no one is watching? Not the version of you that shows up for the job, not the face you put on for social media, not even the person you tell yourself you're becoming. Who are you in the quiet, in the dark, in the honest voice inside your own head? Because here's what the greatest teachers in human history, from Neville Goddard to Dr. Joe Dispenza, from Napoleon Hill to Abraham Hicks, all agree on. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. Wayne Dyer. And if that's true, then the most important work you will ever do is not on your goals. It's not on your habits. It's not even on your mindset. It's on your self-concept. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand something most people never figure out. The reason why the law of attraction works for some people and seems like a fantasy for everyone else. What is self-concept, and why it's not what you think? Self-concept is simply this: the story you believe about yourself. Not the story you wish were true. Not the affirmations you repeat every morning. The story that runs in the background. The one your nervous system has already decided is real. Neville Goddard, one of the most influential metaphysical teachers of the 20th century, whose work inspired millions through YouTube channels like Aaron Doughty's, which have amassed over 1 million subscribers, taught a revolutionary idea. He said imagination is not just a creative tool. It is the very fabric of reality itself. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. Neville Goddard, feeling is the secret. In other words, your self-concept isn't built from what happens to you. It's built from what you assume about yourself. Think about that. Most people wait for evidence before they believe something new about themselves. They wait for the money before they feel successful. They wait for the relationship before they feel lovable. They wait for the win before they feel like a winner. But Neville says, and neuroscience is now confirming, that it works the opposite way. The belief comes first, then the evidence follows. The neuroscience behind the law of attraction. Now let's talk science, because this isn't just philosophy. Dr. Joe Dispenza, whose YouTube content has been viewed hundreds of millions of times, and whose book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself became a global bestseller, spent years studying people who healed themselves from disease through thought alone. What he discovered is this: your personality is a set of memorized emotions, attitudes, and beliefs. And when those are fixed, your life becomes fixed too. Your personality creates your personal reality. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Here's how it works. Your brain has something called neuroplasticity, the ability to literally rewire itself based on repeated thought patterns. Every time you think the same thought, you strengthen the same neural pathway. Eventually, those thoughts become automatic beliefs, and those automatic beliefs form your self-concept. So if you've spent years telling yourself you're bad with money, that belief fires automatically every time a financial opportunity appears. Your brain doesn't evaluate it. It just pattern matches to the old story. This is why you can set goals and still not reach them. This is why vision boards alone don't work. You're trying to attract a new reality, while your nervous system is broadcasting the old one. Dispenza calls this living in the past. And Abraham Hicks, the channeled wisdom that inspired Esther Hicks' global movement with millions of YouTube views, frames it this way: everything is about vibration. And your vibration is always a match to who you believe yourself to be. Abraham Hicks. The self-concept trap. Why most people are stuck. Here's the trap. Most people are running a self-concept that was programmed before age 7. Before you could critically evaluate information, your brain was absorbing everything around you. What your parents said about money, what your teachers said about your potential, what the world showed you about who people like you become. And that early programming sits in your subconscious. It runs 95% of your behavior, according to cellular biologist Dr. Bruce Lipton, whose work on subconscious programming has been seen by millions. So you consciously want success, but subconsciously, you believe you don't deserve it. And the law of attraction isn't responding to your conscious desires. It's responding to your dominant frequency, which is determined by your subconscious self-concept. Napoleon Hill figured this out almost 100 years ago. Think and Grow Rich, one of the best-selling books in history with over 100 million copies sold, taught that desire alone is not enough. The burning desire must be backed by faith, a deep, unshakable belief in yourself. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Notice he didn't say conceive and wish for. He said believe, because the belief is the magnet. The self-concept is the signal. How to actually rebuild your self-concept. So how do you actually change your self-concept? Not just intellectually, but at the level of your nervous system? Here are the 3 core methods, pulled from the most referenced books and YouTube teachings in this space. Method 1. Revision, the Neville Goddard approach. Neville taught a practice called revision, where every night before sleep, you mentally replay your day as you wish it had gone. This state before sleep, what he called the state akin to sleep, SATS, is when your subconscious is most receptive to new impressions. You're not lying to yourself. You're reprogramming the story, because your subconscious cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. The ideal you seek to make real already exists. And to give reality to your ideal, you must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness. Method 2. Elevated Emotion Meditation, the Joe Dispenza approach. Dr. Dispenza's research shows that when you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, gratitude, love, joy, you create what he calls heart-brain coherence. Your heart and brain begin transmitting the same signal. In that state, you're not just thinking about your future self. You're being your future self. Your biology starts to change. Your stress hormones drop. Your immune system strengthens. Your brain fires in new patterns. This is what Rhonda Byrne's global phenomenon The Secret pointed to. That feeling is the turbocharger of the law of attraction. Visualization is powerful. Visualization with emotion is transformational. Method 3. Identity-first decision-making. This one is simple but brutally effective. Every decision you make, ask yourself, what would the version of me who already has this do right now? Not what would struggling you do. What would already successful you do? And then do that thing. Before you feel ready, before the evidence comes, because the evidence follows the identity, not the other way around. The top books that will rewire you. If you want to go deeper, here are the top 10 books that have collectively changed millions of lives on this subject. These are the texts referenced in the highest viewed manifestation content across YouTube. 1. The Secret, Rhonda Byrne, The Global Gateway. If you haven't read it, start here. 2. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, 100 million plus copies. The classic on belief and desire. 3. Feeling is the Secret. Neville Goddard, Your emotions are the language the universe reads. 4. Breaking the habit of being yourself. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Neuroscience meets Manifestation. 5. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Dr. Joseph Murphy, Reprogram Your Inner Operating System. 6. Ask, and It Is Given. Esther and Jerry Hicks, Abraham Hicks Guide to Emotional Alignment. 7. Becoming Supernatural. Dr. Joe Dispenza, for those ready to go deeper into quantum creation. 8. The Power of Awareness. Neville Goddard, Identity is Everything. Consciousness is Cause. 9. Wishes Fulfilled. Dr. Wayne Dyer, How to Live from Your Highest Self Now. 10. You Are the Placebo. Dr. Joe Dispenza, The Science of Belief Healing. Mind over Matter, Proven. I'll drop all of these in the description. Pick one. Read it like it was written for you. Because it was. The Warrior Shift, Real Talk. Let me be straight with you for a second. The law of attraction is not a vending machine. You don't put in positive thoughts and get out a Ferrari. It's a mirror. A precise, brutal, beautiful mirror. It shows you, with perfect accuracy, what you actually believe about yourself. If your life isn't reflecting what you say you want, don't look at your goals. Look at your self-concept. Ask yourself, do I actually believe I'm the kind of person who has this? Or am I hoping the universe will give it to me before I believe it? Because the universe doesn't respond to hope. It responds to state, to vibration, to the signal you're actually broadcasting from deep inside your identity. The 1% warrior understands this. They don't just want better results. They decide to be a different person. And they make that decision before the results show up. That's not arrogance. That's not delusion. That's the highest form of discipline, the discipline of identity. The law of attraction is always working whether you believe in it or not. Bob Proctor. So if it's always working, the only question is, what are you attracting? What signal is your self-concept sending out right now? Here's your assignment for this week. One thing. Simple. Write down 3 answers to this question. The kind of person I am becoming believes. Not, I want to believe. Not, I'm working on believing. The kind of person you are becoming already believes it. And then, every single morning, read those 3 beliefs out loud. Feel them. Breathe into them. Let your nervous system start to accept them as signal, not wish. That's the work. It's not glamorous, but it's the foundation that every goal, every habit, every strategy is built on. Because at the end of the day, your life is not a reflection of your efforts. It's a reflection of your identity. Change who you believe you are, and watch everything else follow. This is the 1% path. It's not easy, but it's real. If this hit home, drop a comment below. Tell me, what's one belief about yourself that you're choosing to upgrade today? And if you're new here, subscribe. We drop content every week for the warriors who are playing the long game. I'll see you in the next one. Stay 1%.